So let's talk about some of the GPU rumors that are warming up. Remember, Nvidia is probably going to announce RTX 50 series very soon, CES 2025. They've been like hyping it up, saying, it's the 50 land 50. They had this like hype event. So it's definitely going to come at CES 2025. I would say like 99% sure. Now, what are the things that are leaking before that comes so that we can start to make a decision if it's going to be a good release or not? Well, one of the things, obviously, the price is always up for debate. And if anybody tells you they know the price, I don't believe it because even Jensen, when they released some of the past generations, they only really settled on the price like almost at the last minute. A lot of things can change. But we can certainly speculate. I like to speculate and give my sort of, educated opinion, if you will, on what may happen or what may not happen. Now, some reports said that like the RTX 5080 may come in at something like $1,500, and maybe the 5090 could be like $2,600, or at least between $2,200 to $2,600. Now, there are some reasons why I don't think this will happen, and some very small reasons why there probably might be a chance. There always is a small chance. And now let's hear a word from our sponsor, VIP-CDKdeals.com, a Windows Pro CD key. Add to cart, you put in code CC20. This will also work on Windows 11. You want to go into your settings in Windows, change and adjust your CD key, click activate, and now let's go back to the video. First, let's talk about the 5080. $1,500. That's a lot more than any MSRP 50, or 80 series GPU that we've ever seen. Now, Nvidia did try $1,199 for the 4080. People weren't buying it, and then they reduced the price to $999. So that's going up $600 for a GPU that maybe at most is going to be a little bit faster than a 4090. Maybe like, 10% faster at most, and only 16 gigabytes of VRAM. So it's not like you're getting double a 4090 here and going up in price. I guess maybe Nvidia could look at it from the perspective that the 4090 was $1,600 MSRP, and now you're getting a $100 discount for a faster GPU. That's why I said there's always a little bit of a possibility, but you're supposed to get nice generational uplifts without the price going up too high. That's the point of like new generations and to keep consumers excited. So I'm not too sure if it's actually really going to be that high. If I were to guess, at most, I would say the reasonable thing, obviously, would be for Nvidia to keep it at $999. But I don't think they're going to do that necessarily. So at most, $1,199. If they bring it back up to the price of the original 4080, but it's an absolutely amazing GPU that really beats a 4090 in most cases, then I can see making some argument for that. But still, I think people are going to be angry if it's any more than $999. So that's when we get to the 5090. Now, this GPU is one we may not be able to actually compare to previous generation GPUs because from some of the leaks and like the specs, it looks like it's going to be an outrageously powerful GPU. 32 gigabytes of VRAM, GDDR7, really, really fast VRAM. It's going to have as many CUDA cores as you can want for gaming. It's going to be great for content creation, for machine learning. It's going to have multiple, use cases. So for that reason, I think it's more than any other GPU that we've seen in the past, even more than the 4090. Now, when I say more, I mean just performance-wise and what the GPU brings to the table, but that also likely translates to a higher price. While Nvidia may not go to $2,600, for example, that's going to be a crazy price, they could definitely go to $1,999, I would say. At least it's a bump up from the 4090, and it may be hard to compare a 4090 to a 5090, even though people will. It makes sense. They're both 90 series GPUs, simply because maybe the 5090 is going to be really advanced, and there is some stuff that's going to be coming on RTX 50 series that we haven't really seen in the past GPUs. Stuff like the neural rendering, different AI things, maybe some type of enhanced DLSS, enhanced ray tracing, better ray tracing cores. So there's going to be technology in these GPUs to allow games and those type of technologies to just perform at a lot higher, spec than anything that we've seen before. So that's what I think there. I think we may see a price increase, but not as much as we're really, looking at. Now, there's been rumors that AMD may also release some stuff, and some of the naming scheme is completely different. Remember, we had like the 7900 XTX, and now they may release something like a 9070, or they're going to change the numbering around. Nothing, of course, is confirmed yet. But maybe they're going to release their like 16 gigabyte GPUs, sort of like that mid range to maybe the lower high end. Because remember, AMD did say they didn't really want to compete at the high end anymore because they want to get market share. They want to sell like 7800 XT, for example, those GPUs that are something people can afford and buy and it's more consumer friendly. That means more developers will optimize for AMD if there are more people using it. And of course, AMD also does the chips for, PlayStation and the different consoles, like Xbox, and Nvidia does for the Switch. But that's an important area as well. So whatever new technology they actually get for GPUs means a lot of people are actually exposed to it, especially on the console end. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with RDNA 4, with ray tracing and things like that. Not as much information out yet about actually AMD GPUs. Most of the stuff seems to be about Nvidia, which is usually the case, but also the event should be pretty soon. CES 2025 is coming up, within a little more than a week or something like that, in that range. So we're really going to see what the new GPUs are going to be. Curious to see what you guys think. Let me know below. Remember to subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video. And Happy New Year.